Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. We just had a really dope Battle That competition, the 2017 Battle That. And every year it's really, really good, and this year, no exception. It was a tough battle, and actually, I mean, really from the first round, honestly, you had beats that were just like 1 or 2 votes apart, let's say, or something. I think it was like, well, that's up to 3 maybe or something, but most of them are 1 to 2 votes apart, really. And then we got to the other rounds, and it got tougher and tougher, and it's different than the Warzone, right? Because the Warzone is actually a spin-off from the Battle That, but it's just that the Warzone is a lot quicker. The Battle That, I mean, everybody drops off right away after the first round. It's like half the people are gone, so it's a tough battle. So, but in the end, we had Myers Tracks that took the win, and it was dope, very close. And now everybody's getting their prizes, all their goodies, just before Christmas. So yeah. Anyway, we'll get on with this, the Attack of the Beats. First up, we've got Big Nick Panda. All right, let's check it out. Right. Okay, so that was what was that? That was Big Nick Panda. All right, with Friend. All right, so on this beat, it's interesting because you have that nice sample at the beginning, and with the bass line, right, with the low end stuff. It's really, really good. I like that, but it's just I don't know why you didn't use it all the way throughout. You should use it like to instead, because you just cut it off, and like you have that going with the vocals and all that stuff, but then all of a sudden you had once the drums came in, all of a sudden you took away the bass, so it's it was kind of odd, like you just had the sample just coming in and out randomly and all that stuff. So which is okay, but I just would have kept that low end going, because that, to me, that was the big thing of this beat was that low end. It just sounded so nice, with the drums. It was good, because you did bring it back later on a bit. But I just think you should have kept it all throughout. And I think that's the only problem with this beat, really, because the rest is good. I like the drum work; it's really good. You play around with the drums and the hat a bit and all that stuff. But it's like I said, it's just that low end. I mean, just keep that going, and then those, that when you bring in that little vocal snippet here and there. Instead of just having it come in like a stab, like it just kind of cuts off abruptly, just kind of fade it out somewhat, or put like a bit of a delay on it. And that's a trick I've been using for years, and it makes a big difference. And sometimes you get creative with that. Sometimes these delays, because you can have a delay that just kind of floats left to right, let's say. So that would be a lot nicer. So try that. Try to put a delay with a little bit of a fade, and then keep that low end going through, and it'll be much, much better. All right, so next up we've got Element 43 Music with Ratchet. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Element 43 Music with Ratchet. All right, so this one's interesting because, man, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like the previous beat, he didn't have the bass line running all the way through. In your case, you did, and that was great. And I'm like, this is what's carrying this beat. Is that bass line? It's dope. It's fluid. It's just going all the way through. And great work on the drums. I like those fast hats and everything. That's some good stuff. And then I noticed a little, very subtle, it sounded to me like a subtle synth in the background, and then a bit of a piano too. So maybe it's a piano and synth together. I don't know what you're using. Maybe it is, but it just sounded really, really nice. But then, about halfway through, man, I don't even want to review that part, because all of a sudden halfway through, I don't know what this beat's for. If you have some kind of project you're working on with this, and you had some different thing going on with this, like you had something planned for this, I don't know. But all of a sudden you switch it into this trap type beat, and I was like, oh, you kidding me, man? I was like, come on. It was so good, the beat, and then all of a sudden you bring in the trap stuff. And I was like, this just ruined the whole vibe for me, man. So the trap stuff, honestly, I'm not going to review that part, because I was like, that shouldn't even be here. I don't know. It's like you just threw it in there for some reason, and then you go back to the original beat, which is really, really good. If you had just kept that original beat all the way through, man, it would have been like, yo, this is the one. This is it. But I don't know, man. But I don't know. I don't know what the reason for. Let me know. I don't know, because it's just out of place. But for the original part, the original beat, that shit's dope. I really like it. You did a very good job on that. But the trap stuff, man, I don't know. It just ruined it for me. It just ruined it. All right. Okay. So next up, we've got Illustrated with Computer Dreams. Let's check it out.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you know where you are?
I'm in a dream.
Would you like to wake up from this dream?
Yes. I'm terrified.
There's nothing to be afraid of, as long as you answer my questions correctly. Understand?
Yes.
Have you ever questioned the nature of your reality?
All right. Okay, so that was Illustrated with Computer Dreams. All right, so that's a fitting title for this beat, Computer Dreams, because it does sound like a kind of beat that I can definitely hear, in some kind of computer movie, TV show or something like that, because, just you got that synth going, and maybe you got like an arpeggiator on it or something, but it's just all, just repeats all quickly and all that, and it's good, it works. It's just that it does get repetitive, right? So I would have some kind of change up on that. It could be just a breakdown or whatever, where you just take that synth part out, or maybe just change up the pattern of the synth, something like that. But I mean, that's about it, really, because you don't really need to make too many changes. I'm not saying add some other instruments to it, no, but just some kind of change up to it because it's repetitive. But on the other hand, like I said, if you are using this beat, if it's like for a TV show, movie, or let's say, I mean, maybe that's what people want. Right, they want something like that, just repeats a lot and all that. So in that case, leave it. But so then you got your drums. Now because of the low end, the bass line is dope, by the way, but because of that, with the heavy kick as well, I just think the snare and hand clap should come up in the mix. It's pretty low in the mix, I find. I think you should just bring it up. And also because of the vibe of the beat, I think if you put some kind of reverb on that snare and hand clap, it would make a big difference. It would just bring some life to the top end, you know what I mean? So something like that, just to kind of play with it, and just try it. I mean, I'm sure it will make a big difference for you. And just mainly the change ups, man. That's it, And but that was the main thing I noticed, was the snare and all that stuff, that it was pretty low in the mix, because your low end plus your kick, it's just kind of heavy overall, just that alone. So I would bring that up in the mix and have some kind of change up. But it's a dope beat, though. I do like it. All right, so next up we've got Levity Beats with Digits. Let's check it out.
Levity Beats.
All right. Okay, so that was Levity Beats with Digits. All right, so for this one, here's the thing. I think, first of all, the overall mix was pretty quiet. I had to really bring this up, to really hear it and all that. But the fact that it's quiet and your low end is pretty heavy, the low end's okay. I mean, it's heavy. That plus the quietness of the whole mix, it just kind of makes everything else kind of quiet. Like your drum tracks just kind of sitting there in the mix, like it's kind of quiet or whatever. So in your case, first of all, bring everything up, right? You just want the overall mix to be louder. And but also because the low end is heavy, you want to bring the drums up. I think the synth is okay because like volume wise, because the drums is the main thing. I think it just needs to come out a little more. And you could add some kind of what do they call it there? It's there was some plugin. It was like an exciter or something, whatever the hell they called it. And or there was, what was it? I don't know, something like that. Some kind of, it's like a saturator almost, you know, or something like that. You could put that on your drums just to give it some more life, let's say, you know. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because your low end is, you know, it's a low end, and then you got your synth, which is kind of, you know, subtle, just kind of monotone, let's say. So that those two combined, it just kind of makes everything kind of, you know, just sitting there, you know, it's just kind of there. So I don't know, for me, I would just bring some kind of life to the drums. I think that would bring out everything else, you know. So and as far as the synth is very good. I like it. It's like that synthy organ type sound or whatever, and it's good. It's just that again, like the previous beat, I just think it needs some sort of change up, just something to give it you know, a bit of randomness, if you will, something like that. But other than that, I like the beat itself. It's really good. The drum work is very good. I like that. And yeah, it's just a matter of fixing some stuff in the mix, some volume changes and all that, and just bring some excitement to the drums. That's about it, man. All right, so next up we got Skinny Nicka 646 with Man of the Year. Let's check it out.
Isn't it a little esoteric?
All right. Okay, so that was Skinny Nicka 646 with Man of the Year. All right, so this one, look, I mean, overall, the synth is very nice. I like the way it sounds all the way through. It's very, very smooth. You know, I've heard that on other beats from you. Very smooth synth, so it's good on that. I like the way the whole beat progresses. It just kind of builds up. You have like a nice little change up here and there and all that. The drums, you know, they kind of like, yeah, you know, have parts where you take out the kick, you just have the snare and all that. So you're just kind of building up. So it's good. I like that. I just think that there's a few things, like, for example, the flute part, when I think it sounds like a flute, when you bring that in, I would get rid of that. You know, you could bring in like a higher toned synth, let's say, or even just like a very subtle piano, for example, to complement that synth. But the flute thing, I mean, I don't know, because I had something like that the other day where I was doing a beat and I was trying to add a piano and just like a one hit piano note. And at first it sounded good with the rest of my beat, but then as I kept listening to it, and I was like, nah, you know, it's actually out of tune, right? It's not the same pitch, the same tone or whatever. So I ditched it. You know, I just put it, I don't know, I think I just got rid of it. But anyway, so in your case, same thing. I would just get rid of it or substitute it with some other higher synth or piano or whatever. And then there's the low end. The low end is I like the way you use it. It's just it's very loud, you know. And I remember that on a previous beat from you. Same thing. It was pretty loud, the low end. But that's what happens, right, when you're using 808s and all that shit. So I'm assuming it's an 808. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah. So I would just fix that. The low end, it's very, very high. You know, very, very loud. And the synth part, like the flute part, you know, just change that up or get rid of it or whatever. So, but I do like the synth overall. It's very good. And like I said, the way that everything progresses, very, very good. But I would just make those few little changes. All right. Okay, so yeah, that's it from me. I'm Mr. Faye. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending your beats in. I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat this time is, the winner is, drum roll please, Levity Beats with Digits. Let's check it out.
Levity beats.